Our first exercise is the squat, which is an essential movement. Not only does it strengthen your legs, your hips, as well as your core and back, it's also essential for moving out in life. Think of getting out of your car, sitting down at your desk, pretty much anything, picking up your kid, picking up your dog or your cat. So for the squat, we want everything to be parallel. So you want your middle toes to be parallel with your knees to be right under your hips. If you have any stabilization worries, you can put your feet a little wider, but you still want your feet to be parallel. You don't want them turned out like this right now. So with this, we want to have our shoulders back and engage this part of you. This just means feel it. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to suck in or whatever. And right now, we can put our hands on our hips and just squat down. So you're going to lean forward. I can move right here. You're going to lean forward. That's natural. And you kind of want to go as low as you can without feeling like you're straining your lower back. So the way that squats go is that when you go too far down, you run out of space right here, so then your lower back kind of goes down. So we just want to go right before that happens. So like this, you can put your arms like this, and you can do a couple of those. Just, you can try out 10 first, 10 out of 4, 10 out of 5, and then go up from there. Also, if you are really challenged with your balance and everything, you can also put a little stool or chair underneath your bum and just go like this, so that you have a marker so you don't fall. They'll catch you if you fall, and you won't go that low. So that's our first movement. Okay, so our 2 arm movements are, we're going to use something to make our arms a little heavier. You don't have to go too, intense about it, but also challenge yourself. So our first arm movement, we're going to get something that is kind of heavy, that's we can hold with 2 of our hands comfortably. Think you're picking something up, you're picking a bag up, you're picking your kid up, pretty much anything that you hold your 2 hands with. So to strengthen our arms, we're going to really focus on our biceps, as well as not moving our wrists, because if we move our wrists, then it can strain the little muscles in the joints that are in our wrist. So you don't want to move your wrists, you want to keep them pretty stiff. Just like we kept our core stiff in the squat, we're going to keep our wrists stiff here. You're going to put your shoulders back, kind of squeeze in, and just lift like this. So this is pretty light, so I will probably do a lot of them, say 20 or something, and then do maybe 4 sets of 20. But obviously you can get like a heavier book, or if you have a weight at home, or say if you have a lamp and the lamp is movable. But you just do like this, right here, and you'll feel it right here, and a little bit right here. And our second arm exercise, so I've got 2 tomato cans, and so with these 2 versus the 1, this creates a little more, instability, so you really want to focus on slow movements and maybe not go for the 20 when you first do the exercise. So we're going to focus on our shoulders as well as our back. Our back is really important to strengthen, because when we have a weak back, we often have weak posture. So think of this, and we're trying to get here. So with this, it's pretty simple. There's no really wrong way to do it. You want everything to be more or less a little parallel to the center of your body. If it's in a little, that's okay. You just don't want it too wide to the back of your body. So we just have these here, press up. Your hands can get closer if they want. You can also leave them out so they're more moving in a straight line. and you'll feel this really in the center of your back. If you don't, just put your mind to that spot and I'm sure you'll feel it. So those are our 2 upper body movements. Okay, so our next session is abs, which honestly is my least favorite section, but unfortunately we have to do it to bring our whole body together. We want to feel nice and tight, but also with pain, lower back pain especially, and hip pain, especially when you are sitting for a long time, which unfortunately a lot of us do. So our first exercise will be crunches. So the most basic, you've probably seen it. Just lie on your back. You see me? Lie on your back. Feet underneath your knees. They don't have to be like super tight, just comfortably there. And then you can put your arms under your neck, but you don't want to be straining your neck. And then just crunch until you feel it. So you're not going to be really moving that much up. You don't want, say, your middle back to be off the ground. That's not really the goal right now. Just to crunch. And if that's really, really challenging for you and you're unable to do, say, 10 sets, 3 sets of 10, you can kind of do a smaller crunch where you just hold it, and without the movement it'll be easier. Also, one thing that I have learned is if you have really, really tight hip flexors, you can just put your legs straight and this will create a nice stretch, and you can just do the crunches this way so then your hip flexors don't take over and you're just using your upper abs. So yeah, that's our crunches. Okay guys, so our next exercise for our core is our plank. So the plank is a little different than the crunches in that it really works your inner core, which are the muscles that really stabilize your body. So you don't want to only do crunches because you don't want to only do crunches because your other exercises like the plank will work your back, your obliques, which are right here, as well as all the layers of muscles that are on your stomach. So I'm going to show you 2 types of planks. So the first plank is your basic plank. You're going to go on your shoulder, on your knees, elbows. You can put your hands together. You don't have to, just whatever feels most comfortable for you. It doesn't really change the exercise. And you want to put your feet back so your whole body is more or less straight. And you can hold this for 30 seconds, you can hold it for a minute, whatever you like. If that is really, really hard for you, or you feel like your back is taking over, because a lot of us have tight backs and weak, cores and fronts, you'll probably tell. If that is you, one of my personal favorites is doing the plank on your knees. So it takes a little pressure off your back and you can really focus on tightening this front piece. So same thing, I'm going to show you how to activate it. So this is it. See my belly? It's kind of on the ground. So to activate it, you just hold it right there. So you're bringing it up, you're bringing your belly button up to the back of your spine, and you're just holding it. And you can do this for 30 seconds, a minute, whatever you would like. So that's it. Okay, so we're going to finish off with one final lower body exercise. So in this exercise, we're going to do lunges side to side. So side to side is good because your world and your body doesn't move this way all the time. You sometimes have to move this way to, say, catch a ball, catch your kid, maybe catch something that's falling, or just, you know, if you're going around something, you don't move like this, you move like this. So we want to strengthen that, and we also want us to feel confident in that movement. We don't want to feel fear that one day we're going to move wrong and we're going to fall down and hurt ourselves really badly. So for this, it's pretty simple. Feet kind of together, just natural position. Hands on your hips for stability. You can also just have your hands in front. I prefer in front because it just feels more comfortable for me, and I also feel like I'm able to move my back in a straight line more comfortably. So you just want to step comfortably to begin, and bend like this and like that. So you really want to feel the power of this leg. This leg, you may feel some stretch right here. That's totally fine. That doesn't mean you're going too far. Just feel that, and then kind of take all that energy from your bent knee and explode up in a straight line. So yeah, that's it. Remember to keep your core tight, your back straight. If your back curves a little bit, that's totally fine because we're mimicking natural movements. Just don't go too crazy. Yeah. So that's the end of our at-home session. I really hope that these movements have shown you that you can exercise in your house. Yes, there may be limits with the amount of weight that you have or the space that you have, but as you've seen with all these movements, they don't require a lot. If you don't have a lot of weight and you feel like you're stronger than, you know, the stuff that you have, you can A, go buy a weight, or you can just do more of the smaller movements. Also, you can slow it down, which really makes your muscles work faster. If you move fast, the momentum kind of can take over, so you use less strength. So slow it down, do more reps if you feel like you need to be challenged. And I do, you know, hope that you do challenge yourself, because that's how we get stronger and more confident in our abilities. So if you have any other questions or would like some personal training, feel free to reach out to me. I'm sure my contact information will be below, but you can text me at 917-544-4014, or you can email me, or stop by Jolie and ask for Arena. So yeah.